Trump's first 100 days out of office have been far from conventional. While his predecessors usually disengage from politics, Donald Trump has been weighing a full return to the spotlight with a potential presidential bid in 2024. And CNN's Gabby Orr is live here with us in Washington with more on this. He had a rough transition, I guess you could say, Gabby, to start his post-presidency.
He did. This was not an easy transition for former President Trump. Part of the reason for that is because he refused to accept the election results. And my sources down at Mar-a-Lago said that the outcome of that was that they had nothing set up when he finally got down there on January 20th. There weren't office spaces, desks, phones, computers, nothing like that for the staff that he had in place. And, you know, when you see these photos surfacing now of him meeting with candidates and former aides down there, those are actually being taken from the bridal suite above Mar-a-Lago's ballroom, which is now serving as his office. So that should illustrate to you just how unprepared they were for that transition to happen.
The bridal suite, sort of where the magic happens.
Right. He was reluctant to turn that into his office, but ultimately aides said you need a space to operate as, and so that became that space.
Is there like a heart-shaped hot tub in there? But I digress. Besides hanging out in the bridal suite with other people, which is strange in and of itself, how does he spend his days?
Yeah, so he's stopped golfing on Mondays and Tuesdays, I'm told. Part of that is because he has just so many meetings to do with candidates and his team to talk about the endorsements that he's rolling out for all of these 2022 races. But other than that, you know, most days he starts on the golf course at 9 a.m. He's usually golfing 18 holes, sometimes 27. And then it's back to Mar-a-Lago for more meetings. Occasionally he'll hear business pitches from people who are brought in to talk to him. He'll talk about his fundraising operation, which is still kind of getting off the ground. And then, you know, have these interviews with candidates who he's trying to recruit against Republicans who he deems disloyal.
And so, well, that's the question then. So how big of a factor is he going to be? What is his political presence going to be in the midterms?
Well, a bit of news on this front. He's actually planning to resume his rallies as soon as next month. A senior advisor to the former president told me yesterday that we could see Trump start doing rallies in May. So that would be for a lot of these candidates who he has endorsed already. And on top of, you know, physically supporting these candidates, hitting the campaign trail alongside of them, he's actively working behind the scenes to infuse the Republican Party with more pro-Trump friendly candidates. So he's recruiting primary challengers against Brian Kemp, the Republican governor of Georgia, Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski. He's also heavily invested in the Missouri, Ohio, and Georgia Senate races. So he's really getting involved in, you know, making sure that he molds this party in his image moving forward.
So the headline will be Trump leaves bridal suite for political rallies.
Correct.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time getting past the bridal suite.